Race 4 at Caulfield yesterday was the running of the Norman Robinson Stakes, which is a traditional lead up towards the Derby in Melbourne. The winner was Preeminence from Miss Garletti and Paddy O'Reilly, and you're pretty keen on the winner, weren't you, yesterday, mate?
Yeah, I think certainly from Saturday's perspective, I backed the horse. I thought his run last up was very good. He finished 8th, so that's where the odds were. On face value, it perhaps looked ordinary to the general person scanning the form, but he was beaten only, I think it was 4 lengths, yeah. And they absolutely walked in front that day, and it was a good effort for him to get as close as he did. And
coming
I think,
from behind, yeah, it was hard to make up ground.
Very hard to make up ground. I think the winning move was when the hoop went straight to the front, and he got away with a couple of cheap sectionals there. It wasn't a complete walk in front, so the horse certainly did a bit of work, but 1 or 2 sectionals there he got away with, and certainly had a bit too much for him in the straight. But I will say that Miss Garletti was perhaps a bit stiff in the run. At about the 1,000 metre mark, you probably noticed she went to try and pop off the fence and get outside Preeminence, just preempting what was going to be a sprint home, and she could only find the back of heels. So she sort of got a head up, and I think that probably put paid to her chances in the race. She did well to come around them and then have a crack and get as close as she did. So I'd certainly be following her into the VRC Oaks. You know, she's going to face Samantha Miss, I'd say, in the race, but
she's coming out of nowhere though, this filly, isn't she?
Yeah, it was an enormous performance against the boys. You know, for a filly to be doing that against the boys, I thought that was very encouraging for her, and she's certainly something that you can follow. And if Samantha Miss, for whatever reason, doesn't turn up or doesn't perform, she'll be there to capitalise on any weakness. That's for sure. And Paddy O'Reilly, I don't know if he's a perennial runner-honor. If that's not the word.
Closer.
Yeah, he enjoys closing, but you couldn't not notice his run there in the dying stages there from a Victoria Derby point of view. Certainly that is, and again, we have to preface that by saying he'll meet who begot you there, and should there be any weaknesses in his armour there,
Carnero.
you know, and Carnero, exactly another one. But should any of those horses prove that they don't stay the full 2,500, he's a horse that will certainly get it. It's just a matter of whether he gets it as quick as those other couple. And look, I guess the only other talking point from that is Emperor Bonaparte was very disappointing. Cannot see him winning a Victoria Derby with that sort of run behind him in the Norman Robinson. The horse should either go for a spell or just be making up the numbers.
Your thoughts on that, mate?
Not a real rap for that race yesterday. I tend to think that they're very much the B graders, which we knew going into the race, but I think the way that the race transpired, for mine, I don't think those horses are going to be doing a lot. I think that I'd be more inclined to look at the form out of the Caulfield Guineas going into the Derby rather than that race. For mine,
and the Vars coming up next week.
The Vars as well. I think these horses will be taking part, but I don't think that they're going to be playing any serious role in the placings. And that goes for the filly as well. Having said she's placed there yesterday, Miss Garletti, but I still think that there's better fillies. The 1,000 Guineas winner on Wednesday.
She's probably gone out for a spell now, I think.
She's gone for a spell, okay. Well,
but the form references are probably strong coming out of those races.
Yeah.
Subsequent races leading into the.
Look, she'd have to be, I guess, some sort of a hope, but
she's about to get the discount.
She's
Stravinsky out of the bill, man.
1,000 Guineas horses. I don't know if there's too many top line stayers.
That's
yeah,
right. Yeah.
That. Look, it's. I think it's a pretty weak crop of fillies. I think, with the exception of Samantha Miss, and the Guineas winner. I don't think much of the rest of the fillies. I think that they're rubbish.
Look, I pretty much agree with you, mate. I think it's certainly a B grade race. I can't see any of these horses getting anywhere near Who Begot You in the Derby, or Carnero for that matter.
Yeah.
I don't like the race. However, the filly, she might be a hope. Like you say, we really haven't seen. Whereas the Colts go, there are some standouts.
Esty was a good winner yesterday.
But again,
she just walked in front, mate.
Yeah, again.
But so she's got some pedigree to suggest.
Tycoon.
Yeah, so she might be one of them. But I think that it's a bit of a lottery. You're just going to have to.
Yeah, we haven't seen a standout filly.
No, something.
Whereas the Colts, we've got the Colts have really shown, but
generally the Wakeful is the best guide to the Oaks.
Agree.
So we'll wait for the Wakeful and
make comment after that.
The only horse I will mention is Emperor Bonaparte. Was surprised that the horse didn't run in the Spring Champion. They brought him down to Melbourne for this in preference, which I think was a mistake. He ran very poorly yesterday. You just could not have the horse after that effort. He was just beating the space. Showed nothing at all. Usually the horse that gets home very well. Maybe it was Caulfield, who knows. Some horses don't handle it.
He'll have probably one more run to get into a derby, right, that horse? He'll have to improve out of sight, so he'll be considered a hope.
I agree.
But in any case, I hate saying this, but I think the derby's a foregone conclusion anyway.
Yeah.
So we covered this race, I think, pretty much, haven't we?
Yeah.
Thanks for that, guys. That was the running of the Norman Robinson.